who is from this fictional planet that I made up called Makria, and we're gonna learn about character design with her. This ties into my last video as a series or episodes about basic art stuff. So if you're into character design and stuff like that, please feel free to tag along and join things. So this is part about basically about the how to draw series, and yeah. So this is character design. This is my character. It took me many years to master down what she is, and I decided to do a little changing of the character's outfit because the outfit was the only thing that I was having trouble with. So, so to do character design, let me pull these back up. Um, to do character design, we need to understand what the character is. See here, I have the basic general information like her name, her age, what race is she, powers, and her personality. Now, these are going to be very important as you will see. So, this is what she looks like. Um, and why don't we'll add other things. So, Tara is a dark-skinned character with red eyes. Um, and this will imagine her personality. So when I'm doing character design, not only do I like to keep in things is what does her personality do with like the way she acts. So like for example, actually let's do this the other way. So this is gonna be like her personality. Ooh, that's a big brush. This is gonna be her personality, and this will have to do with what she wears. She wears how how she acts. And non-general for like technically fighting style. Fighting slash conflict. You don't really have to do this in depth of like what I do, but this is just how I help mostly because a lot of the characters I create um are like for storytelling purposes. So as for that, like what type of conflict is Tyra into, like when she argues, how does she argue? Does she not listen? Is she physical in arguments or anything else about that? What does she wear? Um, can also affect her personality. Someone who's more childish will probably wear a lot of bright colored clothing and something more things like. And since he's so energetic, will also affect the way she moves. Obviously, when you're like fighting, you don't really want too loose clothes or too tight. You need that like room and our room to move around and jump and stuff. So, we'll be right back. And I had to charge it. So, like I said, personality has to do with what they wear, how the character acts, and any type of conflict that they get into. Now, another thing I wanted to bring up, let's start a new canvas. Another thing I wanted to bring up is how the character looks. Now, the reason I wanted to bring this up is because I thought this was pretty interesting. So here we have a couple of silhouettes of popular cartoon characters. It goes Mickey Mouse, Daffy Duck, Fred Flintstone. We have actually a couple of silhouettes that I want us to look at. Insert a file. This one is a Sonic the Hedgehog silhouette. Damn it. And oh, this one is the Sonic the Hedgehog silhouette. Now, Shadow, can people identify who they are or get the gist of what they look like? Like, for example, this Sonic right here, as my nerd self would know, let's change brush to something like red-ish. This Sonic right here. This Sonic is from Sonic Boom. This one is technically from Sonic Adventure, and this one is from Sonic X. Three different Sonics, but you can all tell who they are. This one is basically the same thing. Um, it's Sonic, but you can tell. And for other people who may not know who these people are, you can still get the gist of what the character is trying to be. Like, for example, remember how we was talking about these Sonics? You can tell that these Sonics are different from that Sonic, but is still the same character. We have the spikes on the head, the gloves, shoes, etc. Silver and Shadow are very different from each other, but then also from Sonic 2, they have very similarities. Same with a lot of the characters here. You can tell by the basic shapes and stuff what character is what. For example, Stewie right here has a football head, but you know who also has a football head? This guy, Arnold. Um, Also, character design also has to do with the character shapes. Like, for example, pretty sure that's Yogi Bear, but I can't remember if Yogi Bear actually has it. Let's just say it is Yogi Bear. I could get it wrong. See, there is a square here, and then, like, triangle. Remember, like, we mentioned in anatomy, that is what is going on. So, back to what I was saying. So, the character design. I can't spell today. Design must. It won't must be simple, but it must be simple. Let's take a character like Peppa Pig. Everyone knows what Peppa Pig looks like, right? And the reason why that is very important is because when someone is learning about the characters and stuff, a very simple design is also very key in a lot of character design. The basic shapes, the structure, the clothing, if it appears. So now have like personality, um, and what the design is. Remember, the clothing, I would say clothes. I don't like the way that scene looks. So the clothing has to be very simple too. Um, don't don'ts for don'ts for clothing. I would say don't overdress. Simple is is better. Don't have color clash. I would say do's. Oh, excuse me. I would say a do when designing a character's clothes is um not too tight. something very flexible, movable, depending on what the character is. I'll say not too much. Keep it very like I said, keep it simple. Oops, that would go. Scratch this. Keep it simple. And again, we can see characters like Sonic. He has nothing but red shoes and gloves. Then we go to Bugs Bunny. His ears are very prominent, so you know what it is. But then at the same time, he only has gloves. If we're going into anime characters, these characters, clothing is. Let's go with this character from one of the anime series, Brand New Animal. Um, it's nothing but like a jacket, shorts, and a t-shirt that you can see under. And you can also see what it takes. It's not too complicated. It's not too hard either. It's pretty simple for like a character um, to have this type of clothing. Now let's take Yuji Itadori from Yuji Itadori, Megumin, and Gojo. So I know most of these are like school uniforms, but again, very simple shapes, nothing too complicated. It doesn't also clash with like the character's hair or anything. So that's what we need to know. I think this will help your character show a lot of like thing room for development and stuff like that. Um, it's not too hard and complicated. So now let's go to what I really wanted to do this video. These are the Taras. Now, usually, okay, I would have her mostly. Let me remember these. I would usually have her in like what I would usually have her in basically what I have in number one. What I have in number one is what is most prominent and shown in a lot of my art. What one of her designs look like. Um, but as you can see, this make sure not to mess this up. As you see, her jacket. Oops, let's pick a different color. You won't be able to see that. My bad. This is her jacket. So oh, there's this orange, and then there's this black. But this is her hair. It will clash. Make sure not to draw on any of these. See, this her jacket is like right here in every single one of them. It clashes. The clashing part was something that was like bothering me a lot. More examples of the character, and I didn't know what to do with it. So I said, well, only one way to do is to redesign it. Redesign what the thing is. So then, this is an old one, but doesn't really clash with what is happening. It doesn't clash at all. You can see what character it is, but I wasn't digging that. So then I decided to do a little bit of some redesigns, and these are some ideas I came out with earlier in this year. And that leads us to So, these are some actually pretty good things. I think if we take some aspects of what it is. See, the orange is actually one of my favorite things, also the shorts in a lot of them. So, we'll have to do better.
Hey, voiceover tower here. I actually did a big mistake and I accidentally filmed the whole entire drawing process of this quick colored sketch, but I had to delete it and then I realized that that Procreate also does record your process if you allow it. And I always have done. So what I'm doing here is I had an idea for the longest amount of time that since Tara is kind of like one of my favorite animals is tigers. Since Tara likes tigers so much that I would have her shirt like a tiger. Well, like the stripes would be kind of like tiger stripes, and the shorts would be just regular. I used a lot of colors that I usually use when I'm doing Tara. I originally just added a couple of new colors as for a blush, as you will see later in the video. But I kept the orange shirt and I also kept the dark pants. What I didn't do in this little quick sketch was color in the shoes or even added her feet. I didn't think it was that too much important because a lot of the shoes that she has are basically going to be high tops, but at the same time, the shoes also give a very important design into what the character, you know, like are the shoes very comfortable? Are they like heels, or would they be difficult to fight in them? You have to think things outside the box like that when it comes to little simple things such as shoes. Other than that, that was basically the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the speed paint. I am very sorry for like not uploading that much. Work has me working very long. I'm very tedious outers. So I hope this is the best. I hope you did learn something. If you did, please make sure to share it with a lot of other people. And I would really appreciate you guys subscribing and following me along on this massive art journey. So again, have a nice day. And this is basically the final result, but not the final. I'll fix it up later. All right, see you guys later. Bye.